Alright guys, welcome back to Survival Living here. Out here in the greenhouse, taking a look at these little beauties that have started to sprout. That's broccoli there. Anyway, while I was out here taking a look at this, looks like we got some lettuce coming up too. I noticed that today, the White House confirmed that the COVID-19 did come from a lab leak in China. Funny. When he made mention of that before, and we're all the YouTubers were looking at this stuff, all the prepping channels, we were looking at where this came from, what it was, and when we said, or even made suggestions that COVID-19 was lab made and released, well, many of us got nailed by the platform, myself included. It actually nearly destroyed the channel. We lost monetization, we got blacklisted. I mean, we have 71,000 followers here on this channel, and even today I'm lucky to get 2,000 views on any of my videos. There's a such thing as shadow ban, and I even try to combat that by rephrasing words that the AI algorithm could not catch. Yeah, it's tough. But now, interesting news as well. Looks like should be some pop-ups there for you guys. I apologize. Looks like the United States is withdrawing from the World Health Organization. Yeah, the WHO. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. There's so much manipulation. There's so much push for big pharma. Most of these events, in my opinion, are man-made anyway, and it's just another push for that new jab in the arm, new type of medication that we got to get out there, or a testing ground, as we've seen with Billy Gates, for something that isn't what it's supposed to be. You know, there was the whole conspiracy theory that ran rampant about, I believe it was Africa, sterilization. Well, from the evidence I saw, from the facts I was researching and the reports I read, it wasn't a theory, it wasn't conspiracy. This stuff actually did happen. But to each their own, what you want to believe in and what you don't want to believe in. Me, I'm working out here today. I'm off today. Looks like we got some lettuce also coming up. So as of right now, we've had the greenhouse up for, I don't know, a week. I think it was last Sunday when I got it up, and I started putting some things out here, start working on some stuff. Broccoli's come up. 2 different types of lettuce plants have come up. I'm still researching myself on greenhouses and stuff, and how to actually use a greenhouse to garden. I've always put things in the ground. This is a very cheap, and no kidding, it was like the cheapest one on Amazon. I paid like $96 for it. 12 foot by 10 foot wide by 7 foot high. We're trying to make a complete self-sufficient system here. Our electricity for grow lights, outdoor lighting, is our solar itself that we have, or the solar generators that we have as well. I don't know if I need to keep the solar generators out here, and I'll tell you why. I came out here this morning. Condensation was built up on the inside plastic of the greenhouse. Basic electrical, you don't put electrical components in condensation and where water can get to it. So I believe we're going to be moving that stuff out just because of that. As far as the grow lights and stuff, they're supposed to be sealed systems, but there's open ports there as well. Maybe we're going to throw some duct tape on that. I don't know. Trial and error. I want to encourage you guys, even though, you know, I criticize our current president, Trump, all right, because I clearly state that he is a politician, and I don't trust any form of politicians. I am seeing a lot of good things that are being done right now as far as executive orders being signed. I'm seeing the build-up response to the border, all right, the Mexican border there, and that's a good thing. But I'm also seeing reports that they're saying that's going to be a national emergency. They need to get troops there and things like that, dealing with cartel that's running down there, everything from drugs to human trafficking, the whole 9 yards. Keep prepping. I left the door open. just keep prepping. All right, like I said, this is a test thing with this greenhouse. I'm new to greenhousing. I did see that video put out. Canadian Prepper had stopped by the channel. Good to see you again, buddy. He had mentioned that this greenhouse would, probably would work in my area, but like where he's up, or they have really strong winds and severe weather, this probably would not last. And I completely agree, it wouldn't. The material itself for down here seems very thick. It's got the little nylon mesh, whatever that stuff is, made into it, but these little 1-inch tubings, yeah, 1-inch tubing, it ain't gonna last against some hard winds. It won't. So like if you're in my type of area, the only major storms we get is hurricane season. We did have some bad wind gusts yesterday. I was worried about the greenhouse. It actually held up just fine, but the material's still new. All right, I got a little sag right here. I got to put one of those PVC hoops in here that I built. The material itself seems to be okay here, but the choice is yours on that, guys. I mean, you can get material and make your own greenhouses fairly cheap. I can't say lumber is a good idea as far as being cheap, because lumber is not cheap. I think I paid $4 a 2x4, and that's for non-pressure treated. The pressure treated was almost $6. So yeah, that's up to you guys. Canned goods, dry goods, stock them up. Even though, like I said, Trump is doing, looks like a lot of amazing things that's going to help the country. It is also feeding into deep state and division across the board on news media and the left. The reason I say this is because they ran this massive story about the federal funding cut, and I saw it too, that they're cutting out Social Security, SNAP, food stamps, WIC service, all this stuff, and they were livid. The news ran with it. The Democrats, I saw freaking Schumer up there saying the exact same thing. Turns out none of that was even true at all. The White House had to release like 2 statements proving that that wasn't even true. The fact checkers. No, this was against, I think one of the things was sending $50 million to the Gaza Strip, I believe it was, where basically it was condoms being used and given to Hamas to build air balloons for explosive devices. So they stopped the financing on that. All right, good. There's also a long list of stuff that are, debatable, in my belief, immoral, as far as the whole sexual orientation reassessment stuff. I'm trying to watch what I say here, guys, but I hope you get the drift here. The whole transgender crap. Stopping the funding for it. All right, I don't want my tax income that I pay and you pay to go to that. It should be for the country, the infrastructure, what the people need here in America. My thoughts on it, though, everybody's entitled to their own. Again, out here at the greenhouse, I'm doing some testing stuff. I know what works in the ground here. What might work in the greenhouse, I don't know. So we're going to continue filming out here, guys, as much as possible. Keep you updated with the greenhouse. It could be a complete flop. Then again, we might be onto something. So stock up. Growing your own food is a great idea. We stock up supplies as much as possible that anything happens, we have food to last us a long period of time, but eventually that food is going to run out. Those stockpiles are supposed to carry you through your growing seasons, your failures, anything that happens to your greenhouse, your garden, stuff like that. That's what those foods are for. So I encourage you guys, I'm no farmer. I've worked on farms and stuff like that. I may have added too much water to that. Don't know yet. We'll figure it out together. How's that sound? But thankfully, I did have a lot of viewers, a lot of people right here in my community that do greenhouses right here in Florida. I'm like, hey, you need to be watched out for this. You need to do this. I appreciate that information. Matter of fact, I even ran into one of our viewers right here today. I was in Harbor Freight picking up some tools, some fitting tools, and called me by my name, look over, and Yep, there he was. I ran into him one other time before. I love running into people that watch the channel, people that are like-minded preparedness, and we've got discussion about rain barrel systems, self-watering, hydroponics, things that I don't know enough about. I've just done some research in, but I haven't put my hands on to develop yet. Once I can put my hands on something and develop it, then I can fine-tune and tell you exactly what works and doesn't work. But he had a lot of great ideas. So anyway, guys, just a little bit of update, some tidbit information for you. Keep putting food back. There is so much going on with these executive orders, which in my opinion are great, but I'm seeing a huge reaction from the other side, and I'm worried of civil unrest. I'm worried of a more global issue, especially when we start cutting off things to places that we don't even need to be involved with, in my opinion, but that's my opinion. You're entitled to your own, so please feel free in the comment section. Just keep it clean. No one wants to hear ranting and raving and the F-bombs all the time. I mean, if I can't use the F-bomb here, neither do you.